Hello and welcome to this video on the KWL table. So I bet you're asking yourself, what's a KWL table? Well, a KWL table is a type of graphical organizer that you can use to help you in your learning, particularly when you're reading about a new subject and you want to sort of charter the things that you know and you want to learn more about the things you don't know. So let's dive into it. The KWL table was developed by Donna Ogle in the 1980s. And it's actually an acronym which stands for what you know, what you want to learn, and what you have learned. So it's KWL. It's a very simple way of structuring or preparing for a study session, particularly if you're reading about a subject that you find is very complicated. So let's look at this a little bit more in detail because it's very brief. So what you do is you divide a sheet of paper into 3 sections. So you take this paper, you have 3 different sections, 3 columns if you wish. The first column, you write about what you already know about the subject. So for instance, if you're learning about cell division, well, you know that there are 3 types of cell divisions, right? And then you say, well, I know a little bit about mitosis, but I don't know anything about meiosis. So in the second section, you write about what you want to learn about. So for instance, you don't know anything about meiosis, so you put that in there. You put in, well, do you know what the definitions are, what the different components of the cell are? You write down the names of those you don't know and that you want to learn more about. And then in the final section, you fill it in once you've finished your study session. So the first section you can fill in the beginning. The second section you can also fill in the beginning. But the third and final one, you fill it in after you've finished your study session. And you sort of note all of the things that you've learned during this studying period. So did you learn everything about what you wanted to learn about? Or did you cover only some things? So you'll notice that there will be a gap. There will be certain things that you haven't picked up, and there will also be evidence, basically, that you learned some of the things that you wanted to learn about. So it's a very good way of keeping track of your studying, and you can sort of see as you sort of fill this in every study session, you'll see how the things that you know more about will sort of come up on the list, and it will give you this boost, boosting confidence and hopefully make your studying a whole more organized.